He's not killed by the Inquisition, he'll die by the claws of noble vampires. Violet spoke in a non-caring tone. She probably has some of her people looking into this matter. Suddenly Violet stops walking and looks at a big bear that was being sold in a children's store. Just out of curiosity, I looked at the price of the bear, and it cost $25,000. What the fuck? Isn't that just a bear? How is it so expensive? Violet suddenly starts running at the speed of a normal human girl, and enters the store. Seeing Violet buying the bear and hugging it, I can't help but say, she's adorable. Damn. Kagaya, why are the nobles going to kill Lucy? Kagaya, who is carrying Violet's bags, spoke in the same neutral tone. It's because he broke the rules. Kagaya looks at me and says, rule number 4 of being a vampire, never reveal that you are a vampire to humans. Matters involving the vampire world should not be mixed with human affairs. This rule can be ignored if the vampire is contacting a human with the intention of turning the same human into a vampire. If he breaks this rule, he'll be hunted by the nobles and killed. After all, we don't like to draw too much attention, said the woman who was dressed as a maid while carrying several purchases. If that's not attracting attention, what is? But I understood what she was saying. This rule was basically a warning to younger vampires. Don't make too much of a fuss about vampires, or we'll go after you. They were basically saying that. Soon Violet comes back carrying a big bear, and with a happy face, I can't help but pat her head when I see her like this. Feeling my caresses, she shows a happy smile. Then I say, come on, we're almost there. The two women nod in agreement. ... Arriving at my house, I open the door. Mom, I'm home. I spoke out loud. Victor, son, why didn't you answer the phone? I was getting... She trails off as she looks at me standing in the doorway, along with two women. Victor. She approaches me suspiciously. I look at my mom. She's going to be 40 this year. She has a little belly fat, but overall, her appearance is well preserved. Long black hair, blue eyes, and a curvy body. She keeps saying that lawyers who look good have a better chance of getting rich clients. My mother's clients in the past were politicians with questionable resumes. They called these politicians fat lambs, and she defended these politicians in exchange for large amounts of money. She not only defended politicians, she defended normal people and even companies that had suffered because of fraud, etc. She's a good lawyer, even if she defended corrupt politicians. In the end, it doesn't matter. After all, work is work. Does she defend corrupt politicians? Yes, but the money is good, and she's not doing anything illegal. Even though she stopped doing it a long time ago, it was getting dangerous to work in that world because of that decision she made in the past. She doesn't win as much money as she had before. Strange. She spoke with a confused face. Then she continued, I feel that you are my son, but at the same time, I feel that you have changed too much to be my son. She is still honest as always. She was standing in front of me looking at me with a face that said, you can't fool me. Sigh. When I was 13, you and I went out to a restaurant. We met your ex-friend, that woman you called. Thought. I started to speak. What is her name? She asked. Aphrodite. I know her name is Renata, but my mom dubbed her Aphrodite. That is still not enough. She spoke as if she hadn't lost a battle or something like that. On my 21st birthday, you took me outside a brothel and said you'd dump me in that place if I didn't find a girlfriend. Violet suddenly looked at my mom for a moment. She seemed undecided about what to do. Her eyes were glowing. dangerously, but soon the light seemed to fade. It looked like she was going through an internal conflict. Cough. My mother pretended to cough. Yes, you are definitely my son. By the way, you shouldn't say that out loud. What will people think of me if they find out I almost gave away my son's cherry just because I wanted my son to have a girlfriend? She spoke with a snort. My eyes start to twitch when I hear what my mom says, but I can't help but smile in happiness. My mom is weird, but she's a good mom. She's not normal, like all moms of the world, but she is my mother and I love her very much as a son. She approaches me and says, "You're paler than usual, do you need food? And it looks like you've grown too." She puts her hand on her head and starts trying to measure my height by comparing her height with mine. My mother's height is around 170 cm. She is a little shorter than my old height before being turned into a vampire, which was 175 cm. It's puberty, Mom, I said, the excuse every man ever has told his mother at least once in his life. Puberty. She repeated what I said with distrust. She looks at Violet and Kagaya. Seeing how beautiful both women were, my mother started to enter her own world again. Holy shit, you popped your cherry and because of it you grew. Kya, wait a moment, I'll call your father. Suddenly she starts running towards the stairs. She puts both hands close to her mouth like she has to call someone. Leon, get down here immediately. I mean it. Get your lazy, fat belly down here. Now, she screamed. Because of my new senses, I heard this scream louder than it should have been. And from Kagaya and Violet's stunned expressions, I can tell they had the same reaction as me. What is it, woman? I am watching a movie. I still have to work later. I want to finish this movie before I go to work. Our son lost his cherry and brought two beautiful girls home. What? Wait a moment. I am on my way. Violet and Kagaya look at me. I try to keep my poker face as much as possible to hide my embarrassment. Yes, let's think about dolphins. Dolphins are beautiful beings, and they have the intelligence of a human. Yumu. As expected, dolphins should be the rulers of humanity. As I hypnotized myself, my dad started down the stairs. When he appears in front of me, he looks at Kagaya and Violet, then he nods at me. Satisfied, as expected of my son, the Mason genes are running through your veins. You've got two beautiful girls. One Oriental and one with a noble appearance. I was worried that you would be a virgin forever. He totally ignored my appearance, didn't he? For some reason I have a headache, although I shouldn't have a headache, since I'm a vampire and vampires have regenerative bullshit or something. I look at my dad. He's turning 50 this year. He has brown hair and black eyes. He is 183 cm tall with a beer belly and muscular arms. He was wearing shorts and a white t-shirt. He's a bricklayer. He works in construction. Nowadays he's retired, but he still goes to where he works to give advice or something. I don't really know for sure. I just know he's retired, but for some reason he says he's going to work. I guess old habits don't change, huh? Cough. I give a fake cough and go. Violet, this is my dad, Leon Walker, and this is my mom, Anna Walker, I say as I introduce my parents. Nice to meet you, Violet says while performing in her noblewoman's mask. Mom and Dad, this beautiful white-haired woman is Violet. She is my wife, and this black-haired woman is her personal maid. Huh.